Do you remember when they tried to indict Donald Trump for mortgage fraud? Well, now the people who tried to indict Donald Trump for mortgage fraud are being indicted for mortgage fraud. I'm Johnny Massacre and welcome to my world. May your stay here be interesting. Give me a hell yeah! So you simply cannot make this up. Letitia James ran for the position of District Attorney of New York City on the premise of removing Donald Trump from office after repeatedly calling him an illegitimate president. And then when she got the position of Attorney General of New York City, when Donald Trump was running for re-election in 2024, she tried to stop him getting re-elected by indicting him for mortgage fraud, for supposedly overvaluing his Mar-a-Lago property. She said it was worth about $20 million when that basically won't even get you a garden shed on Palm Beach, where Mar-a-Lago is located. Then she got the mugshot that she wanted, which was supposed to be bad publicity for Donald Trump, and again, stop him from getting elected. Ironically, Donald Trump used his mugshot to promote the persecution he was experiencing in his campaign, and it actually helped him get re-elected, didn't stop him from getting re-elected. Donald Trump then overturned the $500 million mortgage fraud penalty imposed by Letitia James and her communist cadre, Judge Erdogan, who's thrown out of court. And now she is being persecuted and indicted for the very crime that she wrongly accused Donald Trump of committing. You simply cannot make this stuff up. Absolutely crazy turn of events. And this is what karma is, my friend. Communist hippo Letitia James, Soros-funded, hardcore, dyed-in-the-wool, left-wing Marxist, has been indicted by a grand jury on bank fraud charges, per Reuters. Absolutely crazy stuff. She could face up to 30 years in prison for daring to go up against the Trumpster. Do you remember that? 2 years ago, she took Trump to court. Trump was dragged through all this BS. So the charge against her is that she bought a second home, and in order to get the bank loan, the mortgage for that second home, she actually had to use it as a second residence. She had to live there. She had to be present there. Really, what she did was she bought it for an investment. She used it as a rental home to make money. I know about Airbnb. I know about property rentals. I used to be involved in it in Japan, and people do this all the time. Banks are very loath to give out more than one bank loan for a house, because how many houses do you really need for a residence? If you start having more than 2 houses at most, the bank kind of knows this is not a safe loan to give out. This person isn't actually going to live there and require it for shelter. It's a business investment. And as you know, a lot of business investments fail, and therefore the bank might not get their money back. So that's basically what she tried to do. And now she's being charged for that. Absolutely crazy irony here. Here's a post from her last year when she said, when powerful people cheat to get better loans, it comes at the expense of hardworking people. She's basically talking about herself, but she tried to make a smokescreen by arresting Donald Trump. I guess her handlers and donors and benefactors who put her on probably knew about this, and they said, look, unless you go up against Donald Trump, we're gonna reveal your crime. So it seems like she's being controlled by her handlers. She's super dumb. I'm literally more intelligent than this woman. She comes out and trots out the typical Marxist line about how Donald Trump is oppressing people and he's a dictator. She's just reading off a script, and when she's saying it, you can see the cogs like slowly moving in her brain. She's a pure ideologue, and she's only there in that position because she was put on by people who want her to do their bidding. I need to remind you about how corrupt this woman is that indicted Trump and tried to charge him for $500 million. This is how corrupt she is. She literally ran on the premise of arresting her rival. Show me the punishment and I'll find you the crime. Check this out. Dan Bongino has a highlight reel of how corrupt this woman is, who's now, in what can only be seen as a real turn of justice, is being indicted for the very crime she tried to indict Donald Trump wrongly for.
Play that cut.
The President of the United States has complained that I'm engaging in some sort of political witch hunt, that I've got some personal vendetta against him, that I campaigned against him. That is not true.
This illegitimate president who sits in the White House. That president, because he's not my president, he's an illegitimate president.
Proper subversive shit. Like, they were trying to remove a sitting president from office. That's the person who tried to wrongly indict Trump, and it's so delicious that now she's being indicted. So she's a pure dyed-in-the-wool School of Alinsky Marxist. Agitate, irritate, remove the sitting president, take over. This is the person that tried to throw Trump in jail.
Until victory is won, but more importantly, until Trump is defeated. We will all rise up and resist this man. And ultimately...
Bro, this is such a hammer blow for the Soros-funded Marxists. I love this news. She ran on taking him down. She ran on arresting him. Proper communist stuff, bruv. Here she is, exposing her true colors. Check out this video from Instagram that I dug out for you.
Anything you want the audience to know?
1, always believe in your dream, and 2, never give up.
And what would you say to people who say, oh, I'm not going to bother to register to vote because my voice doesn't make a difference, or I'm just one person?
I say one name. Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. I said that's the only reason she said to go out and vote. These people's existence is just dedicated to destroying Donald Trump.
That should motivate you. Get off your ass and vote.
Will you sue him for us?
Oh, we're gonna definitely sue him. We're gonna be a real pain in the ass.
Oh, we're definitely going to sue him for you. We're going to be a real pain in the ass. Based on what? The fact you don't like him?
I know my name personally.
He's going to know my name personally. Well, he certainly does now. He certainly does, darling, because he is your president. The way this backfired is absolutely incredible. She literally ran on going after Donald Trump. Here's a post she made 7 years ago. I've got my eyes on Trump Tower. Simply went after him because he's a threat to the left. It's completely illegal what they did. So the mainstream media are trying to spin this. Here's a headline from Politico. They said Letitia James pursued Trump, then she was indicted. Okay, you might as well change that headline to bad person tries to murder good person, then the bad person was arrested. Yeah, of course. She is not the victim here. You can see there, she's a criminal. She tried to remove a sitting president. She tried to arrest an honest man. So Trump is just winning so goddamn hard today. The man cannot stop winning. What a legend, cuzzy. The indictment that she brought against him was thrown out of court last month. The $500 million civil fraud penalty thrown out of court. And now she faces the same charges. This is such a freaking sweet case of justice. I cannot believe. You couldn't fucking write a better script than this. The fact that it's real just makes it so awesome. I love it. She faces 30 years in jail for this. Now, I'm going to show you a video from a few years ago when the left was celebrating the fact that Donald Trump might be arbitrarily arrested in a move that would only be normal in a communist country. Look at this.
The very mention of our next guest must strike fear in the heart of you-know-who right now. Because after shutting down his foundation and filing nearly 70 lawsuits against his administration, she now has an active investigation into his business dealings that could severely impact him and his family when...
The tables have turned, bitch. Look at these evil people celebrating the fact that Donald Trump and his family might be thrown in jail just because he has a different political opinion than them. Man, justice. This timeline is so delicious. People from England must be looking over at America with such envy. They must be green with envy. Their country is being ruled by radical progressives who are overseeing a horrible economy and loads of crime and just raw corruption everywhere. America is cleaning this shit up. So here's another video from Letitia James. This was when she was running for Attorney General. You want to see how radical this person is that's now being indicted. This is going to make you feel how much of a justice this really is. Look how radical this person is who's now being held to account.
America is an uncharted territory.
We are angrier and more deeply divided than we've ever been.
So they accuse you of creating the division. They accuse Donald Trump of creating the division when they divide the whole country by trying to arrest a sitting president.
At any point in our history since the Civil War, and at the eye of the storm is Donald Trump, ripping families apart.
Ripping families apart. He's basically sorting out illegal migration that brings in loads of radical terrorists and apist rays and criminals.
Threatening women's most basic rights.
That's BS. Like, he never ever took away abortion. They said he was going to do it. They talked about Project 2025. He never did that. Every single thing this person is saying, who's now rightly being indicted, is a lie. The justice is amazing here.
I'm running for Attorney General because I will never be afraid to challenge this illegitimate president.
So, do you remember when you were persecuted for calling Biden illegitimate? When that was, he clearly was. These people were calling Donald Trump exactly the same thing with impunity for a long time.
When our fundamental rights are at stake.
She's saying your rights are at stake when she's taken away your right to vote. Unbelievable, this person.
From the Muslim ban.
There was never a Muslim ban. There was a ban from radical countries.
To efforts to deport immigrants.
Immigrants. A lot of these people are criminals who ape rape people's daughters in America.
To denying transgender students the ability to...
She wants men in your daughter's bathroom. These people are sick. And I love the fact they're being held to account.
Use whatever bathroom they want. Rolling back regulations to protect our planet.
She wants to increase inflation. She wants to use the communist scam of green energy to make your electricity bills go through the roof. These people... Why do you think Democrat cities are in tatters?
Colluding with foreign powers.
Debunked again and again and again. The left only can exist with a psyop.
Putting profits over people. Dividing us in ways we haven't seen in generations.
Oh, he's dividing people when you try to throw a legitimate president in jail and stop him running for a second term by bankrupting him, destroying his family and jailing him. Unbelievable. This person is now being indicted for mortgage fraud. I love it.
Corruption in Albany.
I could go on and on and on and on, but that woman, Letitia James, is now being indicted, and you love to see it. You just absolutely love to see it. Cuzzy, wuzzy, wuzzy! I love it. So guess what? Guess what, my friends? Well, according to the Beta Boys Club, the BBC, the Justice Department's mortgage fraud probe into Letitia James was opened after Federal Housing Finance Agency Director William Poulter, a Trump appointee, sent the Justice Department a criminal referral letter. Check this. The Justice Department, after receiving referrals from Poulter, has also opened mortgage fraud probes into Adam Schiff, a Democrat who led the House of Representatives inquiry that led to Trump's impeachment. So another guy this guy spent tens of millions of dollars worth of American taxpayer money on falsely and in treasonous fashion investigating Donald Trump. That guy is also being investigated for something very similar, mortgage fraud for another property that he didn't actually use as a residence and it was an investment. Guess who's next, bitches? This guy, Adam Schiff. Mortgage applications with a primary residence. So this is even more of a serious charge than Letitia Communist Hippo James. She registered that residence in question as a secondary residence. So she has kind of an excuse in court. Definitely she's going to use this to say, well, I can't be there all the time anyways because it's second residence. This guy registered his investment as a primary residence. You love to see it. So next, they're basically going to go after Adam Schiff. And I have been calling for this. Recently on X, so many people have been saying, where the fuck are the arrests? The Democrats tried to arrest Donald Trump. They actually tried to ill-K him. They tried to put him in a grave. Where are the arrests on the left? Where the fuck are they? We've still got Nancy Pelosi running around. AOC with net worths not proportionate to their salaries. Where are the fucking arrests, cuzzy? Everyone's been calling for it. They're calling him a fascist and trying to kill him anyways. What purpose does it serve to pussyfoot around these people? They're going to try to arrest you and ill-K you for the rest of your life. So you need to clamp down on these people. They need to have a taste of their own medicine. Could it be we're finally starting to see the arrest coming? I really hope so. I've been calling for this, cuzzy. Let me play you a video. I think Donald Trump and the Trump admin have been listening to me. You got Antifa motherfuckers out there like fucking seriously assaulting people in front of ICE facilities, while Homeland Security on X is posting out, this is wrong. Fucking do something about it. They're calling Trump fascist and Hitler anyways, even after Charlie Kirk. They want you in the Ucking Faye Ave Grey anyways. You've got nothing to lose by going after them now. The right pushed back against the left for the first time in living memory after Charlie Kirk for the best part of fucking 3 days, and now everyone's got their job back, and the right said, oh, that's enough, while the left continue their long march through the institutions and keep fucking us and want us Ed Day in an Ave Grey. I'm fucking tired of it, man. Republicans, grow some fucking balls, man. Start arresting some people now. Like, do it fucking now. I'm tired of this shit. And then backing off. It's time to turn the fucking screw on these other mate uckafays. Right ucking fay ownay. Right now. Right now. And I think it's happening finally. Obviously, there's a legislative process. You can't just do it arbitrarily like the Democrats want to do and try to do. Are we finally discovering the mystery of the cross? Is it happening? Is the Trump administration punching back against these radical anchorways who've just dragged our freedom through the mud now for a long, long time? This has to happen, and I'm here for it. So it's all linked. It's all linked. The Trump administration is really cracking down right now. Not only are they indicting Letitia James, not only are they about to indict Adam Schiff, but they're also now turning the screw on Antifa. And do you know what? One of the things linking all of these together is destructive, progressive Democrat donors. So Letitia James, she received $18,000 from George Soros. And there's allegations that she also received donations from George Soros's daughter. George Soros also, as you know, funds NGOs where that money is laundered and trickles down to Antifa. So Trump is going after the source of these problems, these rich benefactors who fund all of this BS, who fund the activist judges, who fund the unrest on the street. According to Representative Anna Paulina Luna on X, the White House just announced they discovered that over $100 million in taxpayer funds plus laundered Dem donations went to Antifa. Like I just told you, Antifa-linked organizations and protest networks. Funders include George Soros's Open Society and various other ones. So Letitia James under the cosh, Antifa under the cosh. The source of this, the funding, is under the cosh. And I'm absolutely here for this as well. So well done, the Trumpster. Now they're going after other results of George Soros funding, not just activist judges, but also Antifa.
Donald Trump is smashing a gang.
The epidemic of left-wing violence and Antifa-inspired terror has been escalating for nearly a decade. At universities, Antifa has organized riotous mobs to attack campus speakers. I see it all the time. And these are agitators, anarchists, and they're paid. But they have been very threatening to people. But we're going to be very threatening to them, far more threatening to them than they ever were with us. And that includes the people that fund them.
Okay, so you can see that Donald Trump going after people who fund the unrest. He's also going after the people, the same people who fund the activist judges. There's various ways these rich progressives destabilize society. Obviously, Antifa is just the complete antithesis of Western capitalism. It's anti-religion, it's anti-freedom, it's pro-socialism. And then you have the activist judges like Letitia James, who just interpret the law in ways that it was never intended, in a way to persecute their opponents. The Trump administration is going for it. This is just the beginning. I actually expect this plan to have legs, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see what happens in the immediate future. The White House is now really, really sending out the message to Antifa. We are coming for you, cuzzy. Here is Pam Bondi.
Antifa beats journalists. Antifa attacks our police stations. They attack our courthouses. They dox our law enforcement officers.
This is today.
No more. They are a terrorist group, and
no more, she says.
We are coming after them.
We are here at the White House.
Okay, so these are the messages now coming out of the White House. George Soros, activist judges, domestic terrorists, NGOs as well. That's how it works in the chain. It's the rich billionaires, leftist progressive billionaires, and ironically, they don't spend their money, they spend your taxpayer money by lobbying the government and buying out politicians with their money. Their agenda is set by organizations like the UN and WEF, and then that money is laundered through the NGOs, non-governmental, seriously, it's nothing to do with government, and then that money trickles down to these leftist progressive causes, to the activist judges and stuff like that, and Antifa, and Trump's trying to go after the whole thing. Let's fucking go. You cannot tell me they can find Osama bin Laden in a cave in the middle of nowhere, but they can't find the source of this money. Come on, dude. Come on. They fucking know. Dude, this could be fucking amazing. If Trump can actually find this evidence and lay this bare on X about Soros and the NGOs and all this stuff, and they can find a way to stop it. If the government can enslave you with a digital ID, they can easily stop the scam of NGOs with Soros money. If they pull this off, oh my Lord, let us go. Let us fucking go. But you know the Trump admin is working on it hard. Let's fucking go. I'm here for this. Cuzzy. I cannot wait. I just cannot wait. So Donald Trump cannot stop winning. We've got some deportation figures coming up that should blow your mind. And it serves as a great example that you don't have to just shrug your shoulders and go, well, we can't get rid of all the illegals. Yes, you can. But before we get to that, if you're just joining us, I'm Johnny Massacre, and we are discussing the person who tried to arrest Donald Trump for mortgage fraud is now being indicted for mortgage fraud. But if you have been watching from the beginning, then stop your grinning and drop your linen, donate some cash, and let's keep winning. Streamlabs.com/Johnny Massacre, patreon.com/Johnny Massacre, or paypal.me/ give me a hell yeah. Your donations help keep this channel running. So check this out. According to Homeland Security, promises made, promises kept. Under the leadership of POTUS Trump, the foreign-born population in the United States has decreased by 2.2 million this year. So Trump has gotten rid of 2.2 million population replacers in just 1 year. So Bombadum on X says, if this rate continues, that will be over 11 million people deported in 4 years. That's if this rate doesn't continue to accelerate and if self-deportations don't increase. We may never see something like this in our lifetimes again. Once in a generation opportunity. So don't let people tell you can't get rid of illegals from your country. Donald Trump stopped the border in 48 hours and he's deported over 2 million people. It can happen. It can happen. He says, imagine blackpilling. I'm a little bit blackpilled, but I feel a little bit less blackpilled today. Let's get on to gaming news. There's a game coming out, and it looks like a game that came out before woke stuff destroyed AAA gaming. It has amazing booba in it, and it's called Ninja Gaiden 4, coming out on October the 21st. This video convinced me to buy the game. Let's have a look at this. Dude, that's some of the finest booba I've ever seen in gaming. Look at it. We're probably going to get copyright struck for the music, although that's quite inappropriate. Dude, look at the booba. Look at that. So I think that is pretty much the entire marketing campaign right there, that clip. Ninja Gaiden 4 coming out on October the 21st. And that's even more impressive because right now we're kind of like someone who's been a hostage for a long time, hasn't eaten for a long time, and then we get like a 5-star feast on a table. We've been deprived. We've been deprived of games like that. Ghost of Yotei just came out, and these are the kind of feminist characters we get. All you have to do, gaming companies, is make your characters sexy. That's all you have to do to sell a game. It really is that simple. That's all you have to do. If Ghost of Yotei had a sexy waifu in it, I would have fucking bought it because I like sexy waifus and I like ninjas. But no, so many games today ruined by wokeness. So look out for that. Ninja Gaiden 4, I'm quite excited for that. Other kind of good news for gaming. Some of the woke DEI hires that have ruined your favorite franchises are moving on to other companies. So Halo's chief of staff has left and she's moved over to Riot Games. So this woman was chief of staff, DEI hire, clearly not a dyed-in-the-wool Halo gamer. She's gone, cuzzy. Where's she gone? So she's gone to Riot Games and they make Gen Z pandering Valorant. So she's going to fit in well over there. You can stay over there. Valorant is just it's a horrible Gen Z aesthetic. Look at that. Absolutely horrible looking. She's going to fit right in over there. Go over there to those things that from the beginning were kind of shitty. Don't go to our favorite franchises and ruin them. Another company that's continues to pander to a very small percentage of the population at the expense of their share value is Marvel. So if you thought you're ever going to get something good from Marvel ever again, think again. New York Comic Con just occurred, and this is the new official Marvel logo on display there. Of all of the legendary characters that Marvel now owns the intellectual property for, such as Spider-Man and Iron Man and Wolverine, they chose to put at the front a character that really symbolizes the beginning of the hard leftist, intersectional, politicized rot in our culture. I don't even know her name, and I'm not ashamed to say that because that shows you how irrelevant she is. It's not Miss Marvel. I think it's Marvel Girl or something. Someone can let me know in the comments. She's like the first Muslim superhero, and they decided to put her at the front of everything. When, if she's a Muslim superhero, I guess she probably supports Sharia law, and she's got a big fist in the logo, so she's coming to make it illegal under punishment of a severe beating if you don't submit to Allah. So Marvel is beyond help. They're just beyond help. They're never going to be fixed, cuzzy. And that's about it for today. I could talk about Hassan Piker and his dog abuse, but why give that guy any oxygen whatsoever? So thank you for joining me today. Stay with us because you will be automatically redirected to the cheeky live stream, which is like a virtual British pub with mad British vibes. Sometimes we have a pub lunch. It's your private lock-in where we get to hang out, and it's a bit more relaxed than this. Probably not quite as political, and it's going to be really fun. So come on over there. Stick around for that. Thank you very much, everyone. Much love. Take care, and see you in the Clonk and Otter, your very own virtual British pub.